فلأنصرن الحق حتى أنني أسقو على ساداتكم بطعاني.
The issue of takfir itself, because we're speaking about labels in the Sharia that an action is kufr and that a person is a kafir. This is the issue of al-asma wal-ahkam, applying labels to things and making judgments upon things that they have these traits or they have these labels. And this is a very grave and serious affair, and we should understand two principles regarding this matter of names and labels and the issue of takfir and tafsīq and tabdīʿ. Saying someone is a sinner, saying someone is an innovator, saying someone is a disbeliever. So the first principle is that we as people of the Sunnah, who are the people of the Sunnah, are the most knowledgeable of the truth and the most merciful to the creation, that they distinguish between the qawl and the qā'il. Qawl and the qā'il. They distinguish between a speech or a statement, an utterance, and between the one who said it, and between al-fi'l wal-fā'il, and between the action and the one who did the action. We distinguish between these two things. So there are statements or there are actions which are kufr or bid'ah or fisq, right? They are either sin, innovation or disbelief. But we do not necessarily judge upon the one who brings them that he is a fasiq or a mubtadi' or a kafir, right? So there are statements and actions which are fisq, kufr and bid'ah, but we do not by necessity, therefore, we don't by necessity judge the one who brings them to have these labels, to be a kafir or to be a fasiq or to be a mubtadi'. That's the first thing that we do. We distinguish between al-fi'l wal-fa'il and al-qawl wal-qa'il. The second principle is that we make a distinction between making a judgment in general, and making a judgment upon a specific person. Right? We speak about generalized judgments and specific judgments upon specific people. Right? And the reason why we do this is that when you basically say that someone is a fasiq or a kafir or a mubtadi', really you are saying that this is Allah's judgment. This is the judgment of Allah that this person is a kafir or a fasiq or a mubtadi'. And so this basically is essentially, it is, you are ascribing something to Allah. You are claiming to convey something from Allah when you make such a claim. And so for that reason, we distinguish between a generalized statement where we say, whoever does such and such is a disbeliever. Whoever does such and such is a mubtadi'. Whoever does such and such is a fasiq. This is now a generalized statement. We are speaking only of the quality. Right? We're speaking with umum, with generality. We distinguish between that and between saying so-and-so person is a kafir. This now is a specific judgment upon a specific person. Right? So for example, we would say, as a generalized judgment, the one who drinks, the one who fornicates, and the one who makes false accusations, then each of these people is a fasiq. We now made a judgment in general. Or we say that whoever rejects an obligation from the obligations of Islam, then he is a kafir. This is now a generalized judgment. Or, whatever is similar to this. So, as for when we make a specific judgment now it's saying, so-and-so person by name is a kafir. And for this, there are two conditions which must be fulfilled. The first condition, there are basically two issues that must be filled. First of all, we have to make sure that the conditions are present for us to make takfir. And secondly, any barriers which might prevent the takfir must be absent. Right? And this can be summarized in the following 4 points. First of all, we have to establish this person. Is he mukallaf? This is condition number 1. Is he mukallaf? Mukallaf means, is he one who is obligated by the Sharia to respond to the Sharia? So for example, a person has to reach the age of maturity, and he must possess aql, right? He must have his faculties with him. This is the first condition. A person sometimes Could be someone who's a child who doesn't know, or it could be someone perhaps he's lost his mind for whatever reason. Maybe he's intoxicated. Maybe there's something else, right, where he's lost his aql. So at-taklīf means an able, mature person, with his faculties. The second condition is to have knowledge. He must have knowledge that he is in opposition. He must have knowledge that what he basically fell into is prohibited and it is opposition. So ilm, this is ilm. Third is al-ikhtiyār, that he must have chosen, must have had a free choice to do the act that he did. Now, he wasn't compelled, for example, wasn't compelled under threat of harm or something like that. And fourthly, al-amad. Al-amad means that he purposefully he chose it, purposefully he did it, on purpose. He did it knowingly, purposefully, right? So these four conditions must be present when we want to make takfīr of a person. And so there is a process, there is a due process that takes place before it is judged that an individual, has indeed become a disbeliever. Now the Shaykh says that these conditions are discussed in the books of the people of the Sunnah, and a person can return to, for example, al-Qawā'id al-Muthla of Shaykh ibn Uthaymin, rahimahullah, for a good discussion of these affairs. Now,